The more challenging stuff that is using more muscle groups should go in the first portion of your workout if you kind of want to be like optimal. And then later on, you can do isolation lifts since they're less fatiguing and you'll have more energy to hit them. They're also almost like free volume. I mean, they're not totally free, but they definitely add a lot of stimulus without too much fatigue. This episode is going to be all about the ultimate chest workout for gaining the most amount of muscle that you possibly can. Now, full disclosure, this isn't like the only chest workout that I run, but it follows like pretty strict guidelines, and I will be telling you guys all about these guidelines throughout the course of the video. So it'll kind of be like half my workout and then half me just discussing why I do what I do. So I hope you like this one. Let's get into it. This first exercise is, of course, a classic. It's the incline dumbbell bench press. It's probably been around for as long as gyms have existed, I would think. But the real reason why I'm doing this is because it's hitting all the functions of the chest to a very, very comprehensive degree. For example, the main function of the chest is to use the glenohumeral joint, the shoulder joint, through adduction of the humerus like this and flexion, so moving it up. So when you are back on this incline bench, you are engaging in both of the functions to the maximum degree. For example, when you are pressing up, that is doing a form of flexion, since you are going from the starting place of here upwards to here. And then also, as you're using the dumbbells and bringing them across the body like this, you are engaging in shoulder adduction, so bringing the arms across the body. And this is a unique feature of the dumbbell bench press, because if you're doing like a barbell bench press, your hands are fixed into place, so you can't actually get that adduction of the glenohumeral joint. So it's just like a perfect chest builder, in my opinion, because it's hitting all the functions. And additionally, I like to actually bring the bench down all the way to like a 30 degree or so, because when you are in this position, you're pressing from the chest, from the upper clavicular head of the chest, but you are also going to be pressing from the whole gambit of the chest musculature because of the pressing angle. If your gym is anything like mine, and I'm sure it is because most gyms are pretty similar, and you have a plethora of chest machine exercises to choose from. So I just kind of want to quickly rattle off the reasons why I would choose one chest press over another. And it primarily just comes back around to training the functions of the chest. So I'm looking for a chest press where the handlebars are kind of far apart and they converge down the middle so that we get that adduction of the humerus across the body towards the midline of the body, because that'll facilitate a much deeper stretch in the pectoralis muscles. You additionally probably want to be lengthening the chest to the maximum degree, because that is going to increase the stretch under immense tension. So whatever you can do to have the handlebars go back and really facilitate a deep lengthened or stretched position is going to be in your best interest. So with this one, I'm kind of puffing up my chest a bit to increase the range of motion. And then fortunately, this machine does allow for a great range of motion. And then thirdly, I'm looking for a machine that is nice and stable, because after all, when you're pressing from a more stable base, or doing any lift for that matter from a more stable base, then you're instantly going to become much more stronger. And, just everything is going to go better for hypertrophy, as far as hypertrophy hypertrophy is concerned, that is. So with this one, I have a nice back support, I got a nice seat support, and then I can press from a very stable foundation and really drive through the functions of the chest. So as long as you're checking all those boxes, then I think that you're golden. And then just, follow all of the form tips that we know to be true, like scapulae retraction. Keep your scapula blades retracted the whole time so that your front delt isn't taking over. And then do like a strong concentric and a slow and deliberate eccentric. Next up, I'm choosing to hit an isolation lift, since up until this point, we've only hit compound lifts. And by definition, a compound lift is using 2 or more joints, whereas an isolation lift is only using 1. And therefore, the more challenging stuff that is using more muscle groups should go in the first portion of your workout, if you kind of want to be like optimal. And then later on, you can do isolation lifts, since they're less fatiguing and you'll have more energy to hit them. They're also almost like free volume. I mean, they're not totally free, but they definitely add a lot of stimulus without too much fatigue. Additionally, I just want to touch on how the different angles of the cable fly is going to impact where you're training on your chest. So high to low, like what we were just doing, like this, is going to target the lower chest, because look at how the fibers, you can't see because I'm wearing a shirt, but the fibers are arranged in such a way that when you're pressing down, it's going to be preferentially targeting this lower portion of the pecs, which is great for me because, and for you if you're going to run this workout, because we started with more of an incline-based lift that's going to hit the sternal head, the clavicular head, and then we did a more of a flat bench press, which is going to hit, kind of the whole gambit. And then lastly, we trained this fly variation, which is going to mainly target the lower chest. So we're kind of hitting like all of them. We have a different lift that is preferentially targeting each and every one. But the reason why I'm kind of structuring it this way is because I think that for most people, they want to be targeting the clavicular head, since it is the hardest one to grow. So I'm starting with that, and then I move on to the flat, because I think that's the next one in terms of priority. And then most people don't really think twice about their lower pectoralis muscles. So by hitting it just with a fly, just kind of for like icing on the cake, I think that that's a great strategy. So lastly, I just hit a couple sets of some push-ups. It's just kind of like to emphasize a pump and just kind of burn out. I don't know how much evidence the term burnout really has towards muscle growth, but the pump has got to be for something. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't be a thing. I mean, if anything, it just increases the blood flow to the selected area. So, there's that, which could definitely come into handy. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for my optimal chest workout day. And just to highlight again, it is subject to change. I don't always keep it the exact same, but this is kind of like an average template that I follow. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know. But have a good rest of your day. Bye.